Russian EVA-48 will be conducted by Oleg Novinsky as EV-1 in the red stripe suit and Pyotr Dubrov as EV-2 in the blue stripe suit. EV-2 will egress the Mini Research Module 2 or MRM-2 first, and EV-1 will hand out the new FGB Flow Control Regulator Panel 1 in its airtight container. Then EV-1 will egress MRM-2. The two will then translate to the FGB and install the airtight container on the FGB frame. The two will then remove the MLI on the FGB patch panel and disconnect the Flow Regulator Panel 1 electrical connectors. The two will then work together and remove the failed flow control regulator and temp stow it out of the way. Then the two will open up the airtight container, take out the new flow control regulator, and install the new Flow Control Regulator Panel 1. MLI will be opened on the new flow control regulator and the connectors will be retrieved. The connectors will be mated to the FGB. Photos will be taken and all MLI will be closed. The two will then stow the old Flow Control Regulator Panel 1 into the airtight container and close the door. The two will release the airtight container from the FGB and translate back to the MRM-2. Then the two will take the airtight container to Strela 1's operator post. EV-2 will then jettison the airtight container. EV-2 will then translate down Strela 1's boom, and EV-1 will make his way to the operator post. EV-2 will release the tether from Strela 1's end effector and docking compartment 1's handrail or DC-1. EV-1 will then maneuver Strela 1's boom from the structure and retract the boom while EV-2 is attached to the end effector. The two will work together to reattach the tether from Strela 1's end effector to MRM-2. Now EV-1 and EV-2 will translate to the SM connector panel number 9. They will demate 3 DC-1 Coors antenna connectors from SM connector panel number 9 and mate 3 SM Coors antenna connectors. Then they will translate to DC-1. 3 lower frequency DC-1 Coors antenna connectors will be demated, removed, stowed on the service module. 4 high frequency DC-1 Coors antenna connectors will be demated and routed to the SM panel number 9. The 4 high frequency DC-1 Coors antenna connectors will then be mated. EV-1 and EV-2 will translate to the DC-1 EVA ladder and remove the GAT spanner that is attached between the ladder and the service module. EV-2 will then translate back up to MRM-2's EVA hatch. EV-1 will then translate around the DC-1 service module interface to confirm the interface is clear for the undocking of DC-1. EV-1 will then translate up to MRM-2 to meet up with EV-2. The two will retrieve 2 test experiments and the 2 panels of the Vinoslavost experiment from MRM-2. The two will translate around MRM-2 to the opposite side of MRM-2. Panel 1 of Vinoslavost will be installed on handrail 6038 and panel number 2 will be installed on handrail 6007. Then one of the test experiments will be installed on handrail 6039. The crew will then translate back to MRM-2 EVA hatch and install the second test experiment on handrail 6003. Then EV-1 will egress first, followed by EV-2, and close the EVA hatch. This will conclude Russian EVA-48.